When we get into the final stages of life here in this the third world, into the elder years, beyond old age, Bekahojo is the complete joy. Understand your responsibility in the stages of your life. In the traditional teachings of our Dene, everything in this the third world is based on the sacred number 4. Deed in the Ile is the way we are told. And so it is with everything. We have the 4 sacred directions, we have the 4 sacred mountains, we have the 4 seasons of the year, and we have the 4 stages of life. And those are just a few of the things that we recognize as being based on a sacred number 4. The reason that the holy people, when they allowed the Dene to keep the sacred language, and they said, and since it will not be written, you will have to listen to each other. And that is the word that has so much teaching in it. So from a very early age, we were told, to listen. And through the adolescent years, even into the adult years, listen to each other, to listen to the spouses, to listen to the children, and so on, and to listen. And they make it a little bit more extensive. Sometimes they say, which means observe and listen. And then when we get into the final stages of life here in this the third world, into the elder years, many times people think that that is a time when you would be taking it easy. But in the traditional teachings of our people, when you arrive at the elder years, that you have a great responsibility as a grandparent. Hastui is a lot of times referred to the male. But the grandmother and the grandfather, they refer to them as Sani. Sani means Sa is old, and Ni, Ani. It means the ones that know. Sayi and Ni is the one when they reach old age that they have great wisdom. Sayi and Ni. So when we hear it said, we say Sani. When you are in the elder years, you have a great responsibility, because you have experience from the adolescent years, maybe even from the infant years you remember, and adolescent years through your adult years, and finally you are in the final season of your life. And during that time, you should have been able to acquire and become aware of many things. And so your concern now is your grandchildren and your children and all of the people that are coming up the path of life and making their journey through life. These people are going to come to a crossroads, many crossroads. And you have, in your elder years, you have traveled the path. You have come to those same crossroads. And so it is, as an elder, it is your responsibility to stand and to be at those crossroads and to be able to tell the people coming up the path, this is the correct path, or to direct them in the ways that they should go, and to provide them good information. And there's our responsibility in the elder years to be prepared to take the responsibility in giving proper information and proper direction. I think that because of so many things that have happened in the past among our people, that we have forgotten the teaching that is a responsibility of the grandparents. And Sani, Saye and Nihi, is we rely on these people that have acquired this wisdom, and they should not charge for it. There's a lot of misinformation that they think that they have to charge. That is nonsense. Your children and your grandchildren should never ever have to pay in any way or be compensating you for information when you get into the elder years. You should be willing, and in many ways it is your responsibility and your duty to give proper direction and to be able to understand that you acquired that wisdom and to freely share it with the upcoming generations. And so the teaching is very important, that we share the wisdom and that we have learned through life, and to do it and give it freely. So the teachings of our people are is one of the other teachings. If it's to be, it is up to me. Now we have situations now with grandparents and that are just being put away to these care facilities. It's very sad to see them there, sitting at the window. I go there every now and then to various these senior citizen facilities. And I see them sitting at the window looking out, and some of them have not had their relatives come and visit them for days and maybe even weeks at a time. And then, of course, the other situation is that if they are still at home, they're not visited until around the first of the month when the welfare check or something comes in. And then they'll go over there and pick grandma or grandpa up, and then they take them over somewhere and they make them spend some of that welfare money on whatever it is that they need. And then afterwards, they haul them back to their hogan and leave them there for another month. And so the grandparents, they have a lot of information. I myself go to these places sometimes, senior citizen centers, and I talk with the elder people, and I ask them things, and they enjoy sharing information with me as the way that they were told and what they remember. Some of them are very, very gifted in telling me the information that they're willing to share with me. So I also use some of that information in sharing with other people. But the teachings of our people is that when you get into the elder years, that's not the end. It's not that you're going to sit back and relax and retire. Be involved. Be involved with your families. Continue to gain understanding and knowledge and wisdom. In doing so, we arrive at what is called is the way they say it, but I've heard it said, which is to say it in the way that they refer to it in the songs and prayers and that. Is beyond old age, and is the complete joy. And the complete joy actually then gives you the understanding of happiness and confidence and peace. And so those are the things that are the teachings of walking in beauty, is to understand your responsibility in the stages of your life. And at the very tender age and young age is to listen. And you don't give that up when you get into the adult years. In the adult years, you listen. Listen to your children. Listen to your relatives. Listen to one another. And that's the reason why we were given the language, the sacred language, is that we would listen to each other. And that was the requirement that the holy people gave. And they said, if we allow you to keep the language, you will have to listen to each other. You cannot write the language. Just listen to one another. And that extends all the way into old age. When you get into the elder years, you don't preach. And you don't use your life experiences in a way that people may not want to listen. It is that if you listen completely. Listen to what it is that they say. And then if they ask you, what is it that you think about this, Grandpa? And then you share your understanding. And I remember when my old people, they would say, is this is what I came to understand, is what they would say. And so it is that it is not to say that I toughed it out, or I did this, or I did that. It's just to share the understanding that you acquire through the experiences of life. And the experiences are so very important. And you have many of them when you get into the elder years. The elder years, you've had experiences that were good and experiences that were bad and experiences that were sad, all kinds of experience. But every experience that the person has is regarded as something that was good because you learned something about life. And so all experiences are good in that way. And those are the things that we are told.
Hey, thanks for watching our videos. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss one of our uploads. Also, head over to our website, NavajoTraditionalTeachings.com. Sign up for our email list. Okay.